Hi, and welcome to this first lesson in section 2 of the Grow Your Own Marketing Strategy. Section 2 being the preparation stages before you actually start putting your strategy together. And the first lesson we're going to cover off here is the business model canvas. So what am I going to show you in the next 10 minutes or so? It's a way to visualize any and every business. So whether you have your business already or whether you're planning to build a business, what I'm going to show you is a way to visualize how that business is set up and the processes that go on within it. Now, this is referred to as the business model canvas. It was developed in a thesis in 2004 by a guy called Alexander Osterwalder. So thank you, Mr. Osterwalder. And it is a strategic planning tool used by directors and investors all over the world. I have used it for quite a few years now in all my clients, and I make sure all my clients have actually gone through this stage. It might look like a bit of management bollockology, but believe me, it really isn't. It's extremely useful. So straight into it, this is what it looks like. You might have seen this before, and it is referred to as the Lean Business Model Canvas. So let me just quickly talk you through it. Well, first off, what is it? It is a diagram that describes your business or the business that you're thinking of setting up or the business that you presently have at the moment. And actually nearly every business on earth works in pretty much the same way. It has the same elements. So let's just take a look at those elements. So working from the left-hand side, as we look at it, on the left-hand side, we have a section called Key Partners. And these key partners are the partners that you as a business need to work with to deliver the value proposition. So for example, if you are a manufacturing business, it's probably the key partners that are supplying you with raw materials. It may well be if you are a taxi company, for example, it might be working with your advertisers or whatever it may be. Or, sorry, for example, your car suppliers rather than your advertisers. Then moving to the next bit slightly further right, we have our key activities. Now, these are the activities that you as a business and the people within the business actually need to do to add value to or to provide value for your customers. So this could be anything from, taking our taxi driving or a taxi business, you would consider that actually the people driving, the drivers actually driving from one place to another to pick up a passenger and take them to the next destination would be a key activity. In furniture manufacturing, it would be taking the raw materials and assembling the furniture itself. It might include the design department so that you're designing a very high-end type of furniture, etc. And below that we have the key resources. And those key resources are, again, the tools that you require and the raw materials that you require to create that value. So in our furniture manufacturer, for example, it might be, as I say, the raw material supplier, and in the taxi company it could well be the cars themselves or the vans or the vehicles. So moving right again is value propositions. Again, another word or another statement that is banged about an awful lot, but essentially what we're talking about here is what is the value that you produce for your customer. What is it that they are willing to give you money for? And the proposition is essentially how you would describe it. So how do you describe the benefit and the value that your customer is going to give you or want to give you money for, or certainly have a relationship with you for? Going on the very right hand side, we have what we describe as the customer segments. So essentially your customers and how you break those down, and we'll look at that again further on in this course. But joining the value propositions and the customers, we have two elements. The first one is the actual relationships that you have as a business you have with those customers, and that's ranging from everything from the initial advertising and marketing right through to the after-sales care that you provide, or even the social media relationships that you build with those people. Then below that we have the channels, or the delivery channels. Now again, those might be the communication channels that you have that enable the customer relationships, but it also might be the physically delivering of the goods and services that you're developing. Now below that we have two other boxes, cost structure and revenue streams, and you'll notice that really in the whole diagram, everything on the left, in general terms, everything on to the left of the diagram is a cost, and everything to the right side, to the right of the diagram, is a revenue. Now I know there's costs associated with maintaining customer relationships, and also the cost of delivery and all that sort of stuff. I understand that there is costs associated there, but in general terms, the right hand side of the diagram is revenue and the left hand side is cost. Now we can get into a much fuller description of it in here. We can lay this out in a table where we physically write down our description of each one of these sections. And a copy of this structure is actually in it's listed in the assets of this particular lesson, so you can download it yourself and fill it out. And then on that download you'll see there is a written description of what I've just talked you through, and the key partners, the key activities, the value propositions, etc. When you create a lean business model canvas, keep it really simple to start with. You could get into huge descriptions and writing paragraphs upon paragraphs, or when you're filling out each of these boxes. But remember, the aim of this course is to get you started. So at this stage, just keep it to a cup. Well, make it as long as you want. You're the one who's going to do the work. But I strongly suggest that you try and keep it to bullet points in this initial one. And it'll become obvious further as we work our way through the course as to why this is easier. But if you can restrict it down to basic bullet points at this point, your life will become so much easier. So essentially that is the business model canvas. So your task before you move on to the next lesson is to create your own business model canvas. This is usually easiest to do it in PowerPoint, but you can do it on a number of sheets of A4 if you want, or whatever you feel comfortable with. I personally tend to do it in PowerPoint. As I say, keep it really simple to start with, and use the files in this lesson, in the post with this lesson that are attached in there to help you do that. Note there is also there's another Word doc in there which is a more full written description of each of the sections. That doc's called Descriptor of the Canvas. If you find yourself that you're struggling, then take a look at that doc. It might give you a few more ideas or clarify a few more points. Otherwise, you can always go to your newsfeed and ask questions in there. And either myself or part of the team or peers on your course will help you out. Because as you know, because we're on a BizMorang course here, that in fact this is all about us learning together. So with that in mind, also when you've produced your first business model canvas, share it in the course newsfeed and actively look for comment. There's no such thing as a wrong answer here. But feedback is always very, very useful. So that is the business model canvas. If there's anything else we can help you with, put it in the newsfeed, and we'll see you in the next lesson, which is where we're going to cover off the sales process analysis. Sounds like more marketing bollockology, but I promise you it isn't. Thanks for joining. Good luck, and I shall see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.